Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So this is a review of the channel for the year 2024. If you are new, and there are many of you folks who are new this year, I do this every year around this time. Just go over the channel, what I'm up to, what I've been doing, what my plans are for the future, how things look on my end as for where things are. So if you are new, my name is Leecros or Leecros or Lee if you prefer. I don't really care what you call me. You can call me Hey Dingus for all I care. And I do Let's Play content as a hobby. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't do this to make money. I do this to have fun, to enjoy my time, and to, share my experiences with the internet, especially for games that I enjoy. And this year, I don't even know what to say, and I feel like this might be a running trend if things continue the way they are. If we look at last year, this is what I was looking at last year, and it was still really, really good. Incredible numbers. Keep in mind, I've been making content for 10 years. If you go to my lifetime, if you ever want to see, I made my account in November 23rd, 2007. If you ever want to go back, holy cow, am I right? I know it's not a lot. It's not. It's enormous for me, though. Whenever you're tiny, and I have been as tiny as I was for so long, the idea of seeing plus 100 subscribers in a year. I got more watch time this year than I have any other time in my channel combined. That is absurd to me. I never would have thought that would have been possible. And this is just in a year. You can see the growth. This is what baffles me so much, is that you could just sit here and be like, all right, well, over here we were average 50, 60. And then it goes up to averaging 70, 80. We got a spike here, which I think was a random... I put out a short, I think, in July that got 500 views. Shorts are weird because they always get a lot of views. They hit a broad audience. And I had one last year too, which was this peak right here. But yeah, and then it just slowly grows from there. Suddenly I'm averaging 100 views a day, and it drops off a little bit in October, and we'll talk about that when we get to that point. And then it peaks up again with a sudden peak here at Thanksgiving of all times. I was actually watching this in real time. So it was Thanksgiving, and I was eating food with my family around lunchtime. Let's see if I can find the video that was on. This is probably jumping the gun a little bit, but we'll resolve that. It was... Where is it? Oh, I am way too far already. Where are you? Right here. That's why I missed this. The top. So I was eating my Thanksgiving at lunchtime on the 28th, and I would just occasionally check my phone, and the numbers just kept going up. And then at 4 o'clock, I went to sleep for the next night because I work third shift, yeah, and then I woke up and I had another 100 views. And then, like, I went to work, and I worked, and then it capped off. And you'll see this, I've noticed that you'll see this from time to time with YouTube. Like, the algorithm will just grab a video and run with it for a while. And that's where you'll see those spikes. Of course, that's why you make, titles that are clickbaity and whatnot. Which I don't necessarily think that video was. I think it was just a fluke. And they happen from time to time. But yeah, it has been an incredible year, and that's about all I can say about it. Yeah. If I look at my content, I'm gonna cough. Okay, coughing has been resolved. Kiyomi, Kyomet, Komeet, however you want to pronounce it. Has been doing very well on my channel. There is no better way to explain it. All of my top videos, with the exception of that one Slasher's Keep, all of them have been Kiyomi. Every single one of them. And that's not surprising. It really is not surprising. If you... Can I close this and not lose everything? Okay. If you look, I mean, most people that are here because of Kiyomi. That's what caused this spike here. That's what caused the growth. All of these videos, all of this growth, all of it has been mostly Kiyomi. We'll talk about the rest here in a little bit when we get to that. But it baffles me because, again, this was a year where I didn't do much for the first part of it. So if we go over here, here's my channel review from last year. And I didn't do anything for 4 months. But what I did do is I started streaming. And we'll do a recap on that as well. Fortunately, like, Twitch does, like, its own recap things. It is what it is. But, so I did 2 Komeet streams here. Just to see what it was like. It was awkward. Very awkward. I am a very awkward person when you put me on the spot. But, again, they do very well because Kiyomi does very well on the channel. It always does. It probably always will until something supersedes it. And then I took a break. I took another short break because I'm like, what am I gonna play? I can't just play Kiyomi all the time. I know a lot of you guys would love me to play that game all the time. I enjoy the game, but I think I would quickly grow bored of it. So it's only a sometimes game for me. So we jump into Majesty. So Majesty, I love that game. It's a big childhood favorite. And I decided I want to do something a little bit different. I want to actually do some thumbnails. So the game itself has these really beautiful load screens. Here, let me look it up on on the Googs. Yeah. Okay, well, either way, you can see the edited, quote unquote edited version here on all of these videos. I went out and I found the load screens because you don't get to see them when I... Oh, did it jump me back? Okay, it just jumped me up. Because you don't get to see the load screen while I'm playing the game because they load too fast. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the load screens. I'm gonna slap my logo all over them. I'm gonna be like a real internet. Sorry about that. I had something that was stuck together that shouldn't have been stuck together. So I played through this game. It did not do very well in the channel. You can see, obviously, you have 5 to 20 views on most of them, and then you have 206 on the Kiyomi stream. Didn't do well. Didn't do great. But it's fine. That's absolutely okay because I enjoyed going back to this title. I have not played this title in a long time. And going back, not only going back, but beating it, beating every single mission, which was something that I had never done before. I had never taken the almost 4 hours to beat Legendary Heroes. I have never even seen Balance of Twilight or Vigil for the Fallen Hero or Spires of Death. It was great to go back to the game, and I enjoyed it, and I know that there were a few people who joined me on the streams, and it was great. So that was my summer, June, July, August, around that range. And then around August, the end of August, I'm like, it might take me some time to get to it. I may want to start working on my Halloween horror game early. I like to do like a Halloween-y horror game around October, and that's what got me into Voices of the Void. And that was a rabbit hole. That was a rabbit hole that I still am not out of. So starting at the end of August, I started posting Voices of the Void, and I actually got quite a bit of attention on it on stream. I got a fair amount of attention for it. I started streaming it at the end of July. It took me some time. I had a buffer. I took my time with the game. And then at the beginning of August, there was a big update. And nobody showed up to my stream. Like, as soon as the update hit, because everybody was going out and hitting the big streamers. That's the way it goes. But it led me into this strange predicament where I could either continue with the version that I had, which I was already like about a quarter of the way through the game, or I could start over. And it just so happened that I planned it out, kind of, that I would start my new season right at the beginning of October. I didn't plan that. That's just the way it kind of worked out. And then we continued with Voices of the Void all the way through. I played this game constantly. And some of the videos did alright. Most of them were kind of the middle of the road. Even now, some of them only have like 20 or 15 views. It's fine. It is what it is. Again, I check the views to mostly see where people's interests lie. I don't really care too terribly much about, oh, this one went viral. This one has 100,000 views. Let me do more of that. It is what it is, right? So, October ends. And I'm like, all right. And we need to play something a little bit different. We already have Voices of the Void. We're going to have Voices of the Void for a while. So that dug us into Slasher's Keep. I like the game. It's enjoyable. It's a little bit repetitive. But we did a couple test runs of that on permadeath. And I ran that alongside of Voices of the Void. And also around this time, I started experimenting with a different kind of thumbnail, which is more or less the same kind of thumbnail that I'm using now on my videos, which is just like a screenshot with the name of the game and the episode number. Very simple stuff. Again, it's not a big thing for me. Like, this isn't my job or anything. It probably never will be my job. I don't put a whole lot of effort into thumbnail editing and all of that fun stuff. But a lot of the thumbnails came out really nice. I'm actually extremely pleased with them. This one I'm actually really happy with. The spider in the corner. I thought that was a really good shot. But yeah, so we have Slasher's Keep, and I play the heck out of it. I play it so hard that at one point I get mad and close out of Slasher's Keep and decide to play Warhammer 3 Total War. That series never got uploaded to YouTube because it lasted 3 sessions and I did horribly. And I shouldn't have done horribly. So I play Warhammer 3 a lot, and I play it with friends. And we usually help each other in our battles, and I give all of my microable troops to my friends so that they can micro it. But I think that has made me a much worse player at the game, which is unfortunate. And of course, every now and then I'll do a Kiyomi stream. I don't want to do only Kiyomi streams, right? I do them from time to time. I enjoy the game, but it's not the only thing I'm going to be playing. So now, by December, I believe we are finishing up Voices of the Void. Yeah, there's only a few streams left. And even now, I don't really know what I'm going to do next. But around the end of December, Mi-Side was released. Or I think I called it My Side or Mi-Side, because I didn't know how to pronounce it. And I enjoyed that game. Did I love it? Nah, I loved Voices of the Void a little bit more. But I found Mi-Side to be a nice little distraction. And that is still continuing until just before Christmas time, which is great. I also have a few Slasher's Keep videos in here that I need to slap a thumbnail on and schedule. But that is neither here nor there. And it's great. Everything is going very well so far. I don't have any complaints. Even if some things are confusing, like the one Slasher's Keep video that got up 200 views. But it's fine. These things happen. So that is a review of all of the videos that I've done so far this year. And that's probably where we're going to roll it out for the year. I'm not too sure what I'm going to get up to in the next week or so, especially with the holidays around the corner. I barely planned anything. But we have more. We have more to discuss this year. Because, as I've said a few times, this has all been streamed. This year was the year that I hit streaming hard. It took me some time. But we are on the board, at least, with 44 followers on Twitch. I know it's not a lot. We'll discuss that here in a minute. I know it is what it is. I have my full-time job, and I cannot commit to a solid schedule, which makes it harder to stream regularly. On top of that, I work third shift, I work overnight, so there are days where I wake up and I'm just not feeling it. I feel awful, I'm tired, I'm miserable. It's sad. We are at 19 minutes, and I still have a lot more to talk about. But, yeah, so it's been a lot of fun streaming. There's a lot of cool moments in here. My favorite... Let's see. What was my favorite moment? What was my favorite moment of the year? What was my favorite moment of the year? It's gotta be this one. It's gotta be this one from Mi-Side. So I would not say that Me-Side was my favorite game to play this year. It was definitely Voices of the Void. In fact, to this day, I kind of look back at the game and I'm like, I should play that again. Definitely another season coming of that game at some point. But this was the moment, this was the least expected moment that I've had in gaming for the longest time. Okay. Just. She wants her teddy. Just turning around and seeing seeing Mika's head
fine.
right
This
in
is
my
fine.
face, or Mita's head, not Mika. This
is
just
the way
was
things are supposed to
completely
be.
unexpected. It was great.
All right,
I love
let's
it.
let's find
Mita.
Mita's
Yeah,
teddy.
let's find Mita's teddy. Oh, it was wonderful. And then it was probably data transfer. Oh, shush, past me. Let's see. It was probably, it's got to be the Notebook, yeah? Yeah, it's got to be the Notebook. Trying to see if there's anything else that stands out to me. There's not really. It's got to be the Notebook. This was probably one of my favorite clips from Voices of the Void. I struggle with this door so much. Hello? Here, we'll turn this down a little bit so I can talk over me. And then I read the book.
I am a great.
And then suddenly this door gets smashed in by an unknown entity. And I just grab the book and I'm like, oh crap, what should I do? And then it doesn't break immediately.
Apparently they have the same problem with the door.
And then it breaks
Ow.
as I make fun of them
Body.
for having failed at opening the door.
I'm
And
sorry.
then I just
I'm
book
sorry,
it.
it's mine. No, it's mine. I saw it.
And then I
grab the lantern.
realized that I forgot to grab the lantern. And I'm like, psh,
I ain't going back in there now, though.
I'm not going back in there. That was terrifying.
I made this special device.
No, stop past me. You're ruining my review. But yeah, streaming has been a lot of fun. Most of these clips have been done by me, just because I only have 44 followers. A lot of them are probably bots. But it is what it is. So, positive news though, we're almost to affiliate on Twitch. In theory, that means that let me turn the music back on. In theory, that means that I can finally start making money on my content. But again, realistically speaking, that's not what this channel's about. I doubt that will be ever what this channel is about. And if it is, then I'm going to be sharing it with you folks. Streaming has been a lot of ups and downs. I could go through every stream summary, but I'm not going to do that. This has already gone on for far too long. But let's check out our Twitch recap, shall we? Let's see where this has us. So we've streamed for 194 hours. We have 48 streams on 46 separate days. Technically, I think this is probably going to be 46 streams. I think I had 2 streams where I started the stream, there was an issue, and then I had to restart the stream. And 252 hours watched. It's not a lot, but it's all good. And of course, we've been playing a lot of Voices of the Void, a little bit of Majesty, a little bit of Slasher's Keep, some Total War. Games and demos would be where you find Kiyomi, because it doesn't have a category yet. And my top stream reached 10 viewers. That's 10 concurrent viewers. And I believe that was a Voices stream. Sometimes I have a lot of viewers in my stream. A lot of times I only have 3 or 4. And again, that's just kind of the nature of the thing. tags. I like to put silly tags on my videos. That probably doesn't help anybody find anything. 4,500 chats have been sent. And lots of folks have been watching. Big thank you to everybody who's attended any of my streams. It is always a blast to see folks. I know Exodals was in a bunch of the Voices of the Void streams. Golfer was, Zorphy was, Gandalf was. Tetrahedron hangs out a bunch. SGA Pieces mostly kill me. It's all good though. I appreciate you too. Oops, I broke it. A good friend of mine, IRL, he is my moderator. So he's been lurking in the streams a bunch. And I did raid John once. Of course, John Bardcore, an internet friend of mine that I have engaged with for years. And I hope that I can do more with him next year. He plays pretty much exclusively Sea of Thieves. And none of my Sea of Thieves stuff does well, so... So I don't play a lot of Sea of Thieves, and I'm kind of burnt out on the game anyway. But, yeah, so I've made a bunch of clips. I've had a couple of other folks. And this is my top viewed clip of the year, I believe? Yeah. Which, I can look at that real quick, yeah? Since it was flickering. It's kind of low, but it's not that bad. It's a pretty simple clip. SV, target. I'm just minding my own business. Wasn't there another one that we needed? Victor. And then suddenly, a mannequin opens up the door. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I just yeet it out.
Super worried about
And then I just go back to exactly what I was doing.
It is just out there.
Low-key funny moment. Low-key funny moment, but not my favorite clip, obviously, because I didn't mention it. So, yeah. There's a summary of it all. But there is one thing in here that I think was extremely important, and it's not actually in streamer, it's not in viewer, it's in the community. And I think this is always really important to keep in mind for anybody who wants to stream, record videos, anything. There are 21 million active streamers. There is 9.51 million new streamers this year, myself included. I assume I count for that. I've streamed a couple of times a few years ago, but nothing significant. 879 million hours streamed and 20 billion hours watched. I bring this up because I am a very small fish in a very big pond. I know this. I know this to be the case. This is why I don't have any ambitions to become a big streamer, a big YouTuber, a big what have you. It's just, it's not realistic. It's not. I mean, I am what I am, and that's who I am. And I'm not going to change myself to become popular. I'm not going to change myself to become famous. I'm just going to be me. And that's just gonna have to be good enough. That's, cause that's how it's going to be. I quoted Batman the other day. Someone asked me, they were like, hey, what are you gonna do if you go viral? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like a dog chasing a car. If I caught it, I wouldn't know what to do with it. That's a very poor quote from the Joker in the Heath Ledger's Joker. But that's kind of how I feel. Like, if I woke up in the morning and I found like I got 30,000 subscribers overnight and a billion views on one of my videos, I'd be like, where do I even go from here? What do I even do from here? How do I satisfy all these people? Because I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what to do with that kind of power. So, tiny humble streamer slash YouTuber. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Now, what about next year? What about 2025? Man, I'm gonna be old in 2025. Well, first things first, we're going to continue doing Slasher's Keep. I think that's a given. I have not completed the Northman run yet. In fact, I just had a pretty disastrous drawback on stream the last time I streamed it, and I have not been back to the game since. But I do want to finish the Northman campaign. I want to play through all the games, all the different races, but I don't think I'm going to do that all at once. I think after that, I'm going to take a break from Slasher's Keep. I might play another kind of dungeon crawler. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. On top of that, we have the winter. How do I always mention this? The winter, like, emotional game, which I have a few options. I started recording one of them in, my brain's not working, in November, and it went horribly wrong, and I scrapped the recording. I want to start rolling those out either near the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And other than that, Voice of the Void is always on my mind. When am I going to start a new series of that? Probably not until there's a really big update. But I might do Signal Simulator in the meantime. Majesty 2 is also on my radar. I did the first game. I'm planning on doing the second game eventually. Pharaoh, another old school game. Had a remaster last year, I think. I want to play it. Let's see. I've been thinking about the Elder Scrolls, but I'm not probably going to take that dive yet. I want to do more time lapses for Kiyomi. Kiyomi is always going to be a thing on the channel, but I want to do more time lapses, see how that goes. Maybe not with commentary. Maybe with commentary, we'll see. Time will tell. I also want to do time lapses on other games, like Europa Universalis or Crusader Kings. Or maybe I'm going to try to do like a Supreme Ruler time lapse. I've never seen one of those on the internet. I don't know how well it would work. These are the questions that I have. Yep. And it's always good to test out new things. But I enjoy watching time lapses. I know other people enjoy watching time lapses too. This channel was basically made off of time lapses. I did one time lapse, and suddenly the channel became something that I want to invest my time in. And it wasn't before. And I think the important thing to keep in mind is that I still have room for improvement. I think I did very well this year. Let's see, if we go back, I'm releasing daily videos for the latter half of the year, almost constantly, although there are some breaks in between. I try to at least have a video out every other day, and I've been doing that since July, the end of July. Well, okay, the end of June. The end of June I've been doing that. That's still 6 months that I was not making videos. I did a couple test streams, but I was not doing videos from December 27th to June 23rd. That's a lot of time that I can still fill. And that's a lot of time that I want to fill. Just a random interesting note, while I was doing the spooky horror October thing, and this is something I was going to mention earlier, October was the worst month out of basically the entire year it's kind of weird because Voices of the Void did fairly well, all things considered. The month I was posting, it was just not good. Like, if you look at November was up. December was up. If I go in, I don't think I can see specifically August, but I can at least bring it up. Yeah, I can do like that. Oh, that's not what I want. I want August 30th. 31st. Oh no! What have I done? Horrible. Okay. 2.1 thousand views, 323. If we compare that to October, it's all down, pretty much. And then it's all up from there. Now, it is important to note that looks like we had a bit of a correction here this month so far. But yeah, like, I still have room for improvement. I will always have room for improvement. I know I can do better. And seeing these numbers, knowing that there's more room for improvement, much like I said last year, it only makes me want to do better. I'm chasing that goal. I always think it's weird how numbers on a screen can inspire someone, but it does. It's encouraging to see 200% more views than last year, 350% more watch time, 151% more subscribers compared to last year. I never thought I'd be here, but here I am, and I can do better than this. And I hope that I do better than this. I don't know if I can keep up with the breakneck pace. Again, I'd like to at least keep up on videos every other day. That's my goal for next year. New Year's resolution, every other day video. That's all that matters. But I have blathered on for way too long. This video is already almost 40 minutes long. But I just want to say to everybody who has watched my videos, thank you. I don't want to be famous, but I'm glad for everybody who has enjoyed my videos. I do not want to seem ungrateful when I say, oh, I don't want to be a big internet person. I'm a small fish in a big pond. I'm a realist, but I still appreciate everybody who has dropped by the stream, made comments in the video, like and subscribe the videos, you know. I try to reply to as many comments as I can. I don't always have anything to really add to the conversation. And in cases of that, I just don't respond, which is bad. It makes me a bad person, I know. But yeah. Yeah, we can do better than this. I'm still confident that there's a future for this channel. It may not be a big future, but it is going to be a future. And I hope to see more of you folks next year. I want to keep these numbers green, folks. All of these green up signs. It's good. It's good. But, until next time, folks. My name is Leecros. Like and subscribe. If you've enjoyed content from this year, I would appreciate it. But until next time, until next year, thank you all for watching, and happy gaming.